Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to installment of Scott Selections here for Sunday, February 27th. Before getting today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. A couple plays to go through in the UFC, so I'll go through them quickly. We ended up having a pretty mediocre day. We had a lot of action, and we practically broke even. To go through everything, we had Brahimaj by submission in round one at plus 235 on FanDuel for a unit. That won. Then we ended up having Brahimaj submission round two at plus 650 on BetOnline for a third of a unit. That obviously lost because we won submission round one. And then we had Makhachev 1 unit on submission at plus 100 on Fox Bet. And we had a third of a unit on submission round three, round four, and round five. And Makhachev won handily by knockout. So we lost all of those. So UFC as a whole yesterday, we went 1-5 for plus 0.03 units. So if you have an $100 unit size, you made $3. So spend those on some happy hour shots, spend them on some scratch offs. Either way, it's better than losing money, but we basically broke even. Anyway, we're going to go back to the NBA here for Sunday. It's going to be in a matchup in the Western Conference between the Clippers and the Rockets, taking place at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And for the play of the day, we're going to take the Clippers minus 6.5 at minus 110 on FanDuel. Time recording of 12:58 a.m. Eastern Time. Couple reasons why I like the Clippers in this spot. First of all, 6.5, pretty solid line. Shopping around, every other book has either 7 or 7.5. So I'll gladly take the 6.5 because there's no chance it's going to be there by morning. But looking at the actual trends for both teams, the Clippers have been playing much better. Clippers have won 4 of their last 5 games, and they are also 5-0 ATS during that stretch. Now, to go through the teams that they have faced recently, pretty stellar competition. They beat Dallas on the road. They beat Golden State at home by 15. They lost to the Suns by 7. Very close game. Chris Paul did play in that one. Then they beat the Rockets by 31, and they beat the Lakers by 3 in the last game. I know the Lakers aren't necessarily a good team, but they're a fringe playoff team, still a solid result there as an underdog. Now, to go through the Rockets, they have lost each of their last 8 games, with 7 of those losses coming by at least 8 points. The team they lost exactly to by 8, the Orlando Magic, who are one of the worst teams in the entire league. Now, I mentioned this before in the Clippers breakdown, but I'll mention it again. These teams played against each other on February 17th, and the Clippers won that game by 31 points. The Clippers' best offensive player is arguably Marcus Morris, and they scored 142 points against the Rockets, which is going to segue me into my final point, which is the fact that the Clippers are much better at defense. The Clippers rank 8th in defense efficiency, while Houston ranks 30th, which is last in the league. We know the Rockets have a lot of young talent. The issue is the shot selection, for the most part, is atrocious, and nobody on their team tries to play defense. The Clippers, whether or not you think they're going to make the playoffs, he's got no shot to win an award. But shout out to Ty Lue, because he's done a hell of a coaching job, and the Clippers have looked really good this season, even though Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, of course, have not played for the majority of the season. Paul George hasn't played for about 2 months. Kawhi, of course, has missed the entire year. But the Clippers defensively have been very good. Offensively, they found a way to get by. They just beat this team by 31, and they're playing great basketball. Clippers really should win this game handily if they just even showcase 75% effort. But I do think the Clippers eventually will find a way to break it open and to win this game by double digits. But the play of the day, once again, here for Sunday, February 27th, is going to be on the Clippers, minus 6.5 at minus 110 on FanDuel. Bye, everyone.